I would like to wish a very good evening to my dear lecturer, Mr. Joachim, and my fellow group mates. My name is Arvina. Me and my group members will be presenting social marketing campaign for child safety warning over Snapchat in Malaysia.
My name is Kai.
My name is Chen Ning.
My name is Mariel.
My name is Yong Man Heng.
So moving on to the background, Snapchat was founded by Evan Spiegel and Bobby Murphy. The first version of Snapchat was known as Picabo. It was officially launched on iOS App Store on July 2011, and back then they encountered few issues such as Snapchat user could screenshot pictures, and they found Picabo messaging instant messaging was rather useless. Then it has improved that users, they have did some improvements where users will be alert if one will have takes a screenshot of their pictures. Therefore, in September 2011, what happened was the app was rebranded to Snapchat with the new ability to caption pictures. And then Snapchat, to create the experience, they are way more organic and cool than traditional advertising. The app concentrated more towards technological innovation rather than branding marketing. This is the history of Snapchat. It was the first version of Snapchat was launched on July 2011, known as Picabo. Back then they had 127 users. Moving on to fall 2011, Picabo was then renamed as Snapchat. Moving on forward, they had 100,000 of users. And then December 2012, they launched Snapchat Android version and introduced video snaps. And then December 2012, day before Christmas, what happened was Snapchat, Facebook launched Poke apps with what can describe as Snapchat clone. And then February 2013, Snapchat has achieved 60 million users. May 2013, 150 million snaps was sent per day. And then November 2013, Facebook CEO Zuckerberg offered Evan Spiegel 35 billion for Snapchat, but they refused to sell the app. May 2014, Snapchat added text conversation and video snap to the app. And 2015, Snapchat has the biggest growth on social media app, which has led to an increase of 55%. So according to this graph here, it is known that Malaysia is the second highest in terms of percentage. It shows that Snapchat penetration figures in Asia Pacific is the second highest, which consists of 37%. As 2014, 2015 and 2016, there is an increase of Snapchat users as years pass by. The problem statement is Snapchat allow under 18 to use this application. With the Snap Map feature, people can share their location with each another. With this new feature, people will know what they are doing and their whereabouts. The objective is to identify the needs, desire, and attitudes of Snapchat users and using different interventions to shape their behavior by conducting a campaign to educate both the children and parents on the danger of social media and how to protect the under 18. Next is to reduce child trafficking, to avoid from sexual harassment, as well as to avoid leaking videos of children. The aim of this campaign is to make a social change on children's cyber safety awareness. Their mission and vision is to conduct this campaign, users will realize the danger and the risk they will encounter, as well as to create awareness among the users of the danger of the social app.
Okay, moving on, we're further discussing on the SWOT analysis of Snapchat, which consists of the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. And right now, as you can see, we'll be talking about the strength analysis first, where their growth is around 30%, whereby because of them having 166 million users, it's because of the amazing app features of self-deletion of messaging. And because of this, they are also more towards Snapchat also have more user-friendly and robust compared to its competitors. And next, we'll talk about the weakness analysis, where Snapchat has financial losses due to diversify into certain areas, which leads to unsuccessful results. This leads also to having numbers of daily active users, which are actually decreasing because of the activity patterns. It's because of their average users, as well as their number of daily active users are decreasing. So by leading to this, their revenue actually are mostly gathered by advertisement by following a model on Google. As for the opportunities in Snapchat, their feature are ensuring a better privacy because it's more important towards instant messaging services. This leads to information technology sector, which brings convenience to society, for example, like work from home. And because of this, it is easy to use Snapchat for users to able to take pictures quickly and share them easily through their mobile smartphones. And last but not least, we'll talk about the threat analysis, where Snapchat are facing threats from its competitors by developing similar features from their competitors, which are Facebook and also Instagram. Another social media which also has similar features is Twitter, but it could be their potential competitors. As well as technology advancement is always changing, and also it can be challenging to manage. Next, we'll talk about the target market of Snapchat. The country that we are targeting to is Malaysia, whereby we are targeting to age between 13 years to 57 years old. And the gender that we will be targeting to is both male and female, whereby their employment status, we are focusing towards students, employed, and also retired. So moving on to my next scheme.
So the next we were talking about the theory. This theory will help us to run our campaign, and the strategy will inside the theory part. So this is the basic step. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step of this theory to run our campaign. So the first step is pre-contemplation. What is the pre-contemplation? Which is the people in this stage, they tend to define their current bad habits. They are usually that the people will not feeling this is a problem for their bad habits. So we would like to push them to the second stage, which is contemplation, which is we tell them what is the current bad habit you have, and we would like to let them to spend time to thinking about their problem. So the next stage is preparation. In this stage, people have made a commitment to make a change because they already know what is the current problem. So they would like to feel, and they would like to start to think that what is the problem, they will wish to change their current behavior. So the next is action. Once they already have the mindset on their about the plan how to change their behavior, they will start to action. So people believe they have the ability to change their behavior, are actively involved in taking steps to change their bad behavior. So the final step is maintenance. So people in this stage, they will keep reminding themselves at how much of the progress they have made. So they will keep continue the behavior they have changed to maintain the habit. So the next is our SMART goal. So first of all, in 2018, this is our pilot test years. So in the specific elements, so first of all, we would like to cooperate with the government association, which is Cyber Security Association. To cooperate with the government is our first step, because in a measurable part, we would like to disseminating the information to the student, because they can in charge the local school as well as the government school as well. For the next part, we would like to achieve students about the knowledge and safety awareness of using social media. So the next is the realistic is our problem that not cooperated by private school because the private school is not controlled by our government. So this is our time frame. Move to the 2019, we will expand our campaign to the by offline platform. So this will disseminating the information not only to the student, we will also share the information and educate them by to the public as well. So therefore, our achievable will be achieve student the knowledge about the safety awareness as well as the public. And the realistic is the high cost because of the offline platform. We are using the TV advertisement, radio advertisement. So the cost will be higher than if we look at the second year plan. So this is the 2019 time frame. So the last year plan is expand the campaign by online platform. So the measurable is same as 2019. So as I mentioned just now, the only difference is the realistic audience will avoid the clicking banner advertisement. So we can see that most of the people when we see the advertisement during online, they will avoid the advertisement. So there may be lack of the information transferring. So the next part is, so this is the factor influence adaptation of the behavior. So as you can see, the percentage, three of this is the most higher percentage for the overall. So set your own rules and limit on the internet usage. Never heard of the software and trust the child. Okay. So our positioning statement is by investing a few minutes to go through the online assessment tool. So you will be taking a big step in making you aware of your child's safety. So our next is marketing next strategy. I'll pass to Manuel.
Good afternoon. Okay. The first one we will talk about the product, the mix. This one we have the online student with assessment and the campaigns. This one maybe we can do a campaign with the schools, then we to the government schools and the public schools, and we will let the children know the safe awareness. Next one is the place, the mix. The first one we can put our advertising in the shopping mall or in the railway stations or by the newspaper, social media, and the cinemas. This one just like the proposals. We will use this one in the shopping mall and in this place. Okay. Next one is the price mix. All the campaigns will be for the followers for the educations and the safety purposes. So the target educators have to pay their tithes and the effectual listen how to ensure their children safe. The last one is the promotion mix. In the promotion mix, we have two parts. First one is the online swings. In the online swings, we will depend on the social media, for example, the Facebook, the Twitch, YouTube, and so on. And the next one, we will use the overseas online swings. This one we have the online balance and the blog and advertising. And without this one, we also have the offline ways. In the offline ways, we will depend on the newspaper, we will depend on the blog, in the railway station, TVs, and the radios. Okay. Next one is the budget. Okay. The first is our the test years. We are test year is the different than another companies. You can find our the budget in the test year is very low because in the test years we just campaigns with the social media, for example, the government. But the first years we will focus the offlines. So the offline is very expensive cost. So in the first year we will prepare 200,000 in the first year. And the second year, we will focus the online. The online cost is cheaper than the offline. So the second years, we will use the halfway of the first year. So we just use 100,000 in our second years. Next one.
Next one is a plan for campaign implementations and management. First, we will do using the pilot test and then offline platform. Second year will be the online platform. Next please. Thank you. Pilot test on corporate social initiative. Okay, for this one, we want to build up a strong relationship with child safety associations in Malaysia, which is with the government. Based on the record survey from the response team of Malaysia Computer Emergency, 7,962 reports of cybercrime cases, 1.22 million spent email throughout the nation in 2017, which is a very high record. For example, we cooperate with Cyber Security Malaysia, which is under Kementerian, which is our government. In their website, you can see they are cooperating with so many elements. And then next is school disseminations, which is we cooperate with government school, we're giving talks, we're giving promoting, we're giving some awareness with them to increase their knowledge about the cyberbullying things. And then next is first year offline platform. In offline platform, we can use advertising on newspaper, billboards, as my classmate mentioned just now. Example, alert the danger of cyber towards children. How we say this? This one, for example, is the poster related. We can stick on the billboards or the advertising place. Like for example, this one you may know the cyberbully hurts. The shape and the poster design will remind the public how cyberbullying causes, and there will be alert. This one is another tool. This one you can see from the media design, and this one is basically asking you can help another, save your friend from cyberbullying. And next, second year is online platform. Online platform, which is social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Campaign. How we do the campaign? First, we using hashtag campaign. Hashtag campaign, for example, YouTube video. We do a hashtag and then people were recording their live video or any video they will upload, and then they will share their experience on cyberbullying in online. And then people will be alert on their stories, and then they will know, oh, that's what happened. And then third is creating educational games. For example, they create a game on Snapchat and teach children to stand up to the cyberbullies instead of doing the bystander. Next is the Snapchat functions able them to ask for help from the followers on social media when they need. And next, this one is a live stream. For example, you hashtag Courage Love Support Stream on a video YouTube campaign and show your experience, no matter kids, young teenagers. And next.
Okay, moving on to the key findings, we have developed a survey questionnaire and we have spread to people to answer this questionnaire. So for demographic, there's three parts: gender, age, and employment statement. Majority of the gender here are female respondents. The age, majority of them are within the range of 13 to 21 years old and 40 to 48 years old. And employment status, most of them are student and employed. For online media, this questionnaire part, we have developed four questions here. The first one is, are you aware of some social marketing campaign that is conducted on social media? And majority of the respondents answered yes. Second question is, which social media channel are you mostly active on? And according to the respondent here, most of them are mostly active on Facebook and Snapchat. For the third one, do you think it's a good idea to spread social marketing campaign through social media? Majority of them answered yes. And then last one under online media, the benefits of spreading social marketing campaign through social media. There were 2 options given, and respondents have option to either answer one or both, but 100% of them answered both of the answer, which is to create awareness as well as to educate people on the current ongoing issues and the solution to overcome this issue. Next is the offline media. Under this offline media, there is 3 questions has been developed. The first one is, are you aware of any social marketing campaign by offline media? And majority of them answered yes. The second one, which offline media promotion are you aware of? And most of the respondents answered newspaper. And then the last one, do you think it's a good idea to spread social marketing campaign through offline media? 100% of them answered yes. So the conclusion is social marketing strategy had been piloted to segment the audience as well as to develop a community-based approach has to educate both children and parents on the danger of social media apps, specifically on Snapchat, as well as how to protect themselves and their children. That's all is our presentation. Thank you.